Should the Malaysian Airlines flight MH370 never be found, its disappearance will be by far the biggest of such unexplained disaster in aviation. According to Aviation Safety Network, over 80 of such disappearances have occurred since 1948. Now, while the search is ongoing, the biggest question on the lips of many people is the fact that the search has taken so long, and should it continue? In the studio with me today to discuss this is the Minister of the Malaysian Authority in charge of aviation, Murtala Diop. He's then followed by the aviation expert, Ayo Okulaja. And of course, I have in the studio a relative of one of those who was on board the Malaysian airline, Damizo Fire. Gentlemen, welcome to the program. My name is Samson Omale. I'd like to begin with the Minister of Aviation, Murtala Diop. Murtala, should this search continue in your own thinking?
Thank you, Mr. Samson, for inviting me to this important discussion. I can say search will be stopped because it's unfortunately very, very, very expensive.
Oh, you are saying the search is not going to continue because it's very expensive.
And complicated.
And also complicated?
Yes.
Why did you say that?
Mr. Samson, imagine 36 million euros has already been spent. This is the most expensive in the history of aviation research. In 1 month, since the disappearance of this flight, expenditure already exceeds the cost of 2 years of research from Rio-Paris flight that crashed in 2009. This cost is twice.
Excuse me. You see, you're just giving us figures and the monies that we're spending,
Yes.
but you're not looking at the lives of people. The lives of people are very important in this case because we're talking about 239 people who were on board, and then now you're giving us the euros. Yes, it is important, but do you also look at how much the lives cost?
Okay.
Are you looking at?
Let me intervene here. Let me intervene here, Mr. Damazio. I know you had somebody on board.
Yes,
but if
my
you look at
own
the other
brother,
arguments,
my own brother was there, and I'm representing the crew. I mean, the people who have families in the plane.
But it's taken over 34 days, and there's no trace. As a matter of fact, the last report that is coming through is saying that, look, the signal on that black box is even gone. So should it continue?
Yes. There's an English adage which goes like, one never fails unless one stops trying. If we stop trying, then we shall fail. But if they continue, I'm sure one day we shall find. Now, the only problem is that they're just on one side. Who said that plane went there? They're just on one side. They're not checking. I mean, come on. They should also spread their tentacles. Go to some other places as well. Look for this plane. We want our families. I want my brother there.
Mr. Puri, calm. We are here to discuss these things.
I know.
I know this grass.
Oh, yes, yes.
I know. You are very... it's very important, this lives in this flight. But this cost is twice the annual budget of Tanzania.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Who cares?
4 times the budget of Bhutan.
I don't care about
4
that.
times the budget of Bhutan.
No.
It's very, very, very expensive. And next to the expensive cost, we also have serious technical problems related to the depth of Indian Ocean.
Okay, no, let me intervene.
They are not serious.
Two of you had your go. Let me bring in the aviation expert, Ayo Okulaja. Now, Ayo, you've heard both sides of the argument here. Absolutely. Do you think maybe there are some other details you want us to know as regarding the missing plane that it will serve us and help us in this discussion?
Well, I mean, the latest that we have with the ongoing search is not a delightful news, which I'm sure members of family of those on the flight will be glad to hear. But the truth is, the signals that we've heard from the black box has ceased in the last 3 days. And that's why some of the major submarine machines that we've brought in to go to depths never ever reached by human
I think that's
capacity.
not true. That's not
to be
true.
withdrawn.
On a serious note,
Mr. Damasio,
I'm disappointed. I'm
absolutely-
disappointed in the whole
absolutely-
crew. I'm disappointed in you people.
I absolutely appreciate what you are going through. I empathize with you. I empathize with everybody affected by this flight. But you should also understand that for us as professionals, this is a task that we have set out to do, and it will be very unfulfilling for us to stop this abruptly. We would really appreciate and like to go as far as we can to achieve a goal. But we also need to understand that this task is costing enormous funds, which is not budgeted for. There is no government of all the 12 nations that are participating
But
in this
lives
rescue.
are important.
Excuse me, Mr. Damaso. Ayo, can you? I don't understand what you're saying. You were saying that the search is ongoing, and you're also saying that you think the cost is expensive. On what side are you? Because you are confusing my audience.
Well, just to make it clear, as a professional, I would like to do my job and get it done and achieve an aim I've set out to achieve. But I would also appeal to government. I mean, I'm trying to understand the angle where the government is coming from by saying the search is extremely expensive, but we'll appreciate their support in whatever way it can be to we should cut down the number of forces deployed at once.
Mr. Moderator,
but again, I also just wanted to appreciate the search, the enormity of the search that we are undertaking right now.
Yes.
This is a part of the world that has never been researched before. It's the size of the continent of Europe, and the technology is not available to scan to go to the deepest point ever reached by humanity.
No. What it is, Mr. Moderator and Mr. Minister here, if you do not have enough technology, enough manpower, you can get from the USA wants to help, would want to help. There are countries like Russia would want to help. Come on, Mr. Minister, we want our families, we want our people back. You can try by all means to talk to these people so that they can come on board.
Okay.
Calm.
Yeah.
I know your distress.
Yes.
I know.
Yes,
but
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in
listen
you
to
people.
me. This decision,
it's
not mine. It is the decision of the government.
Okay, but Mr. Minister,
and more than a dozen countries have participated since the beginning of the operation.
But you can add some more countries.
Excuse me, Damasio. I know you are very passionate.
Many countries have deployed aircraft and ships.
Mr. Minister, can I intervene here? Don't you think there's a responsibility on your government, there's a responsibility on you to ensure that whatever way you can at least bring something tangible from this search? Because if you have conducted this search in over 35 days and nothing circumstantial is coming up, there's something missing with your search.
Let me say, we are willing to give them evidence, but you know, it's really difficult.
I think I should just explain some things that are involved in this ongoing search.
I think I'm tired of your technical language.
The part of the ocean where the debris were spotted by the diverse satellites, from the French satellite to the British satellite to the Indonesian satellite, some weeks back, where we are focusing on, is about 220,000 miles away from Perth in Australia, where we fly from. Now, imagine this. The pilots that fly from the Perth Air Base takes about 5 hours to leave Perth before it arrives at the spot where the search is ongoing.
So is that a problem?
It takes another 5 hours. Just hang on, Mr. Damas. It takes another 5 hours to fly back. Now, I mean, the daytime you have in Australia, which is in the southern hemisphere, is maximum of 12 hours in the daytime. And when it takes 10 hours to fly back and forth, how many hours do you have to really do anything concrete? That's why governments from Korea to China have deployed ships, and we are approaching deep as far as we can. But I mean, it's just, we must strive for consensus for the family. We empathize with you. We know what you are going through. Understand with us. Level of investigation might be cut down, but I would appeal that the government supports us and still let us keep going further.
You are not gentlemen.
You're not being fair to us.
Gentlemen, no. Mr. Damasio, I quite appreciate that you are very, very passionate. You have one of your loved ones on that particular airline, and we hope that the search, whatever it is, the best will come out of this whole entire process, so that this mystery will once and for all be settled. And that's how it's been on this program today. We'll be glad if you join us and follow us on our website, where we have an opinion poll that will be conducted, and also on our Facebook page, which is RNTC Training. Don't forget that you can also follow us through on Twitter via our hashtag, which is MH370 search, and I'm sure that you can be part of this discussion as it will continue from the studio. Until next time, my name is Samson Omale. Do have yourself a very beautiful day.